After 7 seasons, 5 promotions, 4 league titles, we are now officially a Premier League side with South Shields. We are moving into our new stadium, the Sir Robert Briggs Arena, over the summer, and we've got £30 million to spend and plenty of wage budget to go along with it. This, I keep saying it, it's our most important transfer window. It very much is. We need, I would say, 5 or 6 star signings. We can't afford to just be putting in depth players. We're going to need loan players. We're going to need everything that we can possibly get our hands on to try and cling on to Premier League status next season. It's a massive one, and I feel like this could be our best transfer window special yet. So make sure you strap in tight, because this is going to be a long one. Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more Football Manager 2024 and another part of non-league to Champions League with South Shields. Today we are back with our Season 8 transfer special, a Premier League transfer special. But first, we are going to reflect on an incredible season last year where it looked at one stage like we were going to go invincible, but it didn't quite end up like that. But we did win the championship and we are promoted to the Premier League. We will look back at some of our signings from last year and hopefully replicate some of these signings this year. Yankuba Minty was our signing of the season as voted by the fans. 9 goals and 14 assists for him there. Jamal Gonzaga, probably my signing of the season. 16 goals and 11 assists. He has been incredible. He has only got a £10.5 million release clause, so we need to make sure that we sort that out over the summer, get some new contracts to some of these players. Rob Holden, we brought him in January. Sam Johnston was a terrific signing, unfortunately got injured and has decided to retire, meaning we're going to need a new goalkeeper. Jack Whittaker, a bit more of a nostalgic signing, really. Did a great job for us in League One. Didn't really get much of a chance this season. We'll probably look to move him on. In terms of loan players, Tyrone Martin was awesome. Hopefully, we'll see if we can get him in. Maybe even on a permanent deal next season. He was awesome. Tokla Mati was good. He was a depth player. Certainly provided that. Ryan Wood was a good centre-back to bring in. Will Hughes, 35 years old. He's come in. He's going to be invaluable experience next season. He came in on a free transfer, did a good job. Unai Sola came in the last few matches of the season. He played well on loan. Adam Ida scored 3 goals. He was good. Kyle Sinclair didn't really get much of a chance to show what he was made of. Same with Christian Gunter. But overall, the season results, it was a season of 2 halves. We played incredibly well up to January, and then that loss against Birmingham City set off a chain of events that almost led to us bottling the title. We lost 6 games in that end of the season run. We also drew something like 7 of them. Just really didn't play well, but luckily we hung on just about at the end. Despite losing the last 2 games of the season, we won the title over Blackburn Rovers and we are promoted to the Premier League. Delighted with that. Hopefully we can continue that form next season. We managed to beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. We did go out to Reading in the end. That was a bit of a shame, and went out of the Carabao Cup to Leyton Orient. But overall, it was a terrific season. We're very, very happy with it, and long may it continue. Moments to remember. Biggest win was 5-0 over QPR. A 2-2 draw against Sheffield United was apparently the match to remember, and Ronan Cromie's incredible goal in the game against AFC Wimbledon on my birthday, the 8th of September, was the goal of the season. In terms of finances, we increased our sponsorship. Broadcast revenue was actually down. Corporate and hospitality, competition prize money, and match day commercial and revenue all went up. We didn't actually have many shirt sales that were any better than any others, which is interesting. This is how we lined up. Best team of the year, apparently. Evan Watts in goal, with Chamadeu, Naroki, Hughes and Martin in defence. Cromie and Raksaki holding the midfield, with Minty, Gonzaga and Adingra starting behind Ethan Wheatley up top. Player of the season was Yakuba Minty. Young player of the season was Ronan Cromie, who was promoted to captain of the side. Of course, came through our youth system. Signing of the season was Yakuba Minty. Goal of the season was Ronan Cromie. Top goal scorer was Ethan Wheatley with 23 goals. Adingra got 15 assists. Most player in the match awards was 5 for Adingra. Highest average rating was Yankuba Minty, and Mike Naroki had the most passes completed per 90 minutes. Most goals by a player in the match was Adingra this season. Adingra had the most goals by a player in a league match as well, and Ethan Wheatley has now got the most league goals at our football club. I think he's overtaken Robert Briggs to be our all-time record goal scorer. He's on 142. He's still only 24. He's probably going to score 300 goals for this football club by the time his career is done. History in the making. Your hard work and effort paid off, and it didn't go unrewarded at our end of season awards ceremony. There is our manager timeline. Not too bothered about that, but we are officially a club legend. We're the third best loved person in the club's history, behind Julio Arca and Sir Robert Briggs. Really excited to see what the future holds for us. We are moving into the Sir Robert Briggs Arena on the 20th of June, so we've got about a month to go on that. 12,000 capacity stadium. Looking forward to all of that. The finances are going to look good. We've got 30 million in the transfer kitty, and we have got 500,000 in the wage budget, pretty much double what we are currently committed to be spending. If we have a little look at the wages going into next season, you can see there are a few players that will move up into a new salary band, but I'm not entirely sure it's got the wage increases in there. We will have to check that out before we continue with our transfer business, because that's going to be interesting to see what is going to happen. In terms of our facilities, that's looking good as well. We've got good training facilities now, average youth facilities, exceptional academy coaching. We've got good youth recruitment, and we've now been moved up to a Category 3 youth level. So things are coming together. I'm really excited to see where we can go next season. Premier League football for the first time. We've got good staff, some of the best in the Championship, taking them up to the Premier League, and trying to continually build this staff is going to be what helps us towards what will hopefully be another successful season next year. So in terms of the plan for where we are going, I mean, if you have a look at squad depth, I don't actually know how you can get onto that screen. Is it on this now? Yes, there you go. You can see where we are weak in the team. I don't really know why it's always it's always the wrong way around this screen, and I don't really get it, but definitely need a new left back. That is for absolutely sure. Need a new goalkeeper. I mean, Evan Watts is obviously our top goalkeeper at the moment. Probably need a new centre back, 2 new defensive midfielders. I'm thinking a new striker as well to go along with Ethan Wheatley. Spending that money, that is where we're going to have to be with all of this. So fingers crossed we can smash it out the park. That's the plan this summer. We have got money to spend. We will go and spend it. In terms of our coaching badges, we are now studying for our Continental A license, so hopefully we'll have our Continental Pro. There was a lot of the series where we didn't have a single coaching badge, so that's all come together as well. We will see you guys when we get to some of our business this season. So let's get into it. I can't wait to find out who our first signing is. Okay, first signing is going to be Cody Dramer, who, of course, was our player a couple of years ago, left to join Norwich City a couple of Januaries ago, left for £5 million. We are going to be signing him for £2.3 million. Very, very happy to get him in. He is somebody that will... I think give us that much needed depth at right back. We know that he can play in our system. We know that he can be awesome in our system. And he will give us a bit of a backup option to Junior Chamadeo, who is incredible. But Dramer is just as good in many ways. And once we can get him back to his best, I think he will be in a very good place. So I'm happy to have him back. Okay, second signing of the summer transfer window is Zach Brown. He is a bit of a one for the future, really. A bit of a depth signing, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. He's coming in for £600,000. Very, very happy with that. He comes in from Manchester United, and fingers crossed he will be a good signing. Well, this is a bit embarrassing. I didn't expect Matt Targett to just randomly retire. I'm fairly sure he hadn't said he was retiring, so that's a real bizarre one. But yes, he's gone. Matt Targett is gone. He, unfortunately, cannot be persuaded to stay. So I would like to see that, actually. Where did it say? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing there since April, and it definitely wasn't said that he was retiring earlier than that. So yeah, he's just decided to go. Nothing I can do about it. So another player that we have to replace now. Well, we have finally moved into our new stadium, the Sir Robert Briggs Arena, 12,167 all-seater stadium, built in 2030. We own the stadium, which is fantastic. Stadium condition is, of course, very good. Undersoil heating, grass surface, pitch condition is perfect. It really is the start of a new era for us, and hopefully it will be the stadium that we win the Champions League in. I'm hoping that can be expanded. Obviously, 12,000 isn't a massive stadium for a Premier League football club, but it'll bring us in more than double the revenue than the First Cloud Arena was doing. So I'm absolutely delighted with that, and hopefully this will be the start of a new era. In terms of transfer business, we are keeping tabs on a fair few players. If we go on to our... where's our shortlist? Here. We've got plenty of players on the shortlist. Most of these, their contract expires at the end of the season. So we're going to keep an eye on them and hopefully bring them in. This is the main guy, though, Gavin Bazunu, who has been at Bournemouth for quite a few years, has played in the Premier League with Southampton before. I think he is going to be our new goalkeeper. Looks absolutely awesome. Problem is, he's going to cost nearly 100 grand a week, but I think he is worth it, and I think we'll win points for the football club. So absolutely is worth throwing all of our wage budget behind at this point. Okay, next signing is Jack Allen. He is coming in from Rosenborg, and he is going to be one of our new left backs. Very, very happy to have him at the club. Apparently a decent EFL Championship player, but could be a decent Premier League player in the future. £1.2 million we've signed him for. Looks like our sort of player. Can play in the inverted wing-back role, and certainly of a more defensive-minded attitude, and that's certainly what we seem to go for when it comes to the left back position. So yes, very, very happy with that, and fingers crossed we've got a few more excellent signings coming in, lots of good free agents available, so we're going to be bringing in some star players, I think. Okay, next signing of the window is Hong Hyun Seok, who comes in as a defensive midfielder. Apparently only a good Championship player, but don't believe that. He's been playing for Ghent for many, many years, playing at a very high level, playing in Europe, and I think he will be a good, solid player. You look at those attributes, he can come in, play defensive midfield, segundo volante very, very easily. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. South Korean international, already worth between 20 and 27 million. That's what we're talking about. Well, we officially have our first elite player, everybody. James Madison is joining us. It's a big, big wage, but this is the sort of signing you want to be making in your first season in the Premier League. He's 33 years old. Again, apparently only a good championship player, but we know that that's absolute nonsense. He was playing for Tottenham only 2 years ago and performing at a very high level, performed very well in Turkey last year. I mean, Tottenham are a team that have been competing in the top end of the Premier League. He is going to be game changing for us, in my opinion. Can play in the middle, can play on the right, can play on the left as well if need be, can even play up top. Still got great attributes. I think that is one of our best signings that we could have possibly made. We're also going to be signing Ashley Maynard-Brewer, although I'm a little bit tentative about this one because he's not actually come through that good. Yeah, I'm not convinced. I think we can get better goalkeepers than that for that amount of money. So we're going to cancel that one and move on. Still looking for a new goalkeeper. Okay, next player to come through the door is Josh DeSilva. He has come on a free transfer from Brentford, has played there for absolutely donkey's years, hasn't really played over the last 3 seasons, which is a bit of a worry, but hopefully he is of a good standard, still decent Premier League standard, can play in defensive midfield as well as in central midfield, and hopefully he will be somebody that will do well for us. He's only 31 years old, and hopefully we can get him playing back to his best. Okay, next signing is somebody that has come up with us from the Championship, David Washington. He comes in on a free transfer from Blackburn, from Chelsea really, but has been on loan at Blackburn last season, scored 14 Championship goals, 5 assists and 4 player of the matches. Looks very, very good. Had a lot of interest in this guy. Has scored Premier League goals for Chelsea in the past. Has been on loan pretty much his whole career, the usual Chelsea story, but he is a 25-year-old Brazilian striker, can play on the wings as well if required, comes in at 40 million already as a transfer valuation. I think he will be very, very good. Haven't seen him play a couple of times for Blackburn last year. That's exactly the sort of player we need. So, somebody to keep Ethan Wheatley on his toes, that is for sure. And I think that the squad is starting to come together quite nicely. If we look at the ability-wise, we're doing well. Paul Glatzel's probably not going to make the cut this year. Will Hughes seems to have declined quite a bit as well. Not really sure. I mean, National League player. He's not a National League player. That's really bugging me this year, this whole reports thing. He's not a good National League player. He's just played really well in the Championship. He's much better than that. He wouldn't be worth 1.2 million as a National League player, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, we can have a look at Paul Glatzel, what they're saying he is. Good National League player. Aaron Ramsey, good League 2 player, is he? League 1, apparently. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers. Rocky, is he League 1? League 2. I mean, this is Tommy Miller, our assistant manager. Let's just have a look at his ability to judge ability and potential. I mean, apparently it's 12. Somehow think it's a bit glitchy, this whole system, mainly because we've just seen Aaron Ramsey. He was League 1 player, League 2. Watts, he's League 2. Apparently Raksaki is League 2 as well. And so is Ethan Wheatley. Yeah, bonkers. He's League 1. Yeah, it's all over the place, isn't it? Apparently, Cody Dramer's a League 1 player. Adingra, League 1 standard. It's just not true. And, I think that's maybe where we're at. I mean, Minty, he got a £48 million offer from Saudi. We did reject it. I mean, it would pay for all of our transfers this summer, but I think he's such an important player. We've in fact given him a new contract. And he may well still go. He may well get an offer from Saudi and his head might be turned. But there you go. 4-star is a decent Premier League player. He has potential to be a good Premier League player. He was indispensable last season. Gonzaga as well. He's another player that we're going to have to keep an eye on. But we do seem to have a lot of good players in good positions. We're going to be signing Pierre Koopmeiners soon as well. Possibly looking at Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think he's the sort of player that we want. 23 years old, has a lot of potential. Rasmussen is somebody I'm tempted by as well. He's scored a lot of goals in his career so far. Looks quite exciting, but I just don't know whether we can afford it. Yeah, we'll just have to see. But Leon Bailey as well. I mean, he was incredible in a pre-season match. Scored 4 goals against Anderlecht, played well against Bolden CA, and didn't play very well against Westerlo. But I think he'd be a very, very good player to have in the squad, but might leave it just a little bit longer to see if we can get his wage demands down. But the squad is coming together quite nicely. I'm very happy with our business so far. Let's keep it going, please. Okay, we've sorted out our new goalkeeper, Freddy Woodman, who is 33 years old now. We've brought him in on loan until the end of the season with Luton. I'm hoping that by that point we will be able to buy somebody a little bit more long term, but I just couldn't ignore how well he has performed for Luton over the years in the Championship. I think he deserves another crack at the Premier League. It's a long time since he's been there with Newcastle United. Has been very much a solid Championship goalkeeper over the years, but comes in as comfortably our best goalkeeper, and I think will do a good job for us this season. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this squad. It's come together very, very nicely. Boney wants a new challenge. He keeps asking for a new challenge, and we keep saying to him, we can't afford to lose his influence, and he seems happy with that. We are, of course, going to give him probably 1 or 2 games in the Premier League this season. At some point, he's probably going to be our bench warmer goalkeeper, and hopefully, you know, he can pull off a few saves in the Premier League. He is going to be our player that has followed us all the way since season 1, and I'm really excited for that. He's just had his testimonial against Blackpool, which is really cool as well. I don't think he played in it, ironically, but yeah, really excited to get going with the season now. We're closing in on the 10th of August. I'm going to try and keep some money back because deadline day is always a panic. Okay, we get to the first day of the season, and yeah, I mean, I've put together the first starting 11 against Fulham, and well, we'll be playing that game tomorrow, and it is the first game of the Premier League season. So if we win it, we would be top of the league, which is bonkers, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers. We could be top of the Premier League on the opening day that the whole season. That would be absolutely fantastic. Now, this is the team that I have put together. So Woodman in goal with Chamadeu, Naroki, Hughes and Allen in defence. Koopmeiners and DeSilva as our defensive midfielders, although I think Koopmeiners will probably become more of a defensive or centre-back player. And then Minty, Madison and Gonzaga starting behind Ethan Wheatley up top. I think what putting the team together has told me is that we need a couple more recruitments, maybe central defender in there, just to shore up the squad a little bit. Maybe another striker just to help out with David Washington and Ethan Wheatley. But I'm very, very excited. I think it's going to be a very good, exciting season. It's going to be tricky to survive. Let's have a quick look before we go at what the media preview is. We were 2,500 to 1. We're now 2,000 to 1. It's going to be tough. It really is going to be tough this season. But hopefully the gods will look on us brightly, and we will manage to just about stay up this season. There are teams down here like Burnley, Bournemouth, Blackburn, Leicester we weren't playing too long ago, Southampton, Leeds. We're going to have to beat the teams around us. Fulham are predicted to finish 9th, so that's a very tough start of the season. We will be starting that off with tomorrow's episode. We've got Fulham and Arsenal, who of course we beat in the FA Cup just a few months ago in game, so I'm really looking forward to it all. If you have enjoyed it, give it a massive thumbs up down below. Let me know down in the comments what you think about our summer transfer business. I know we've signed some older players, but I really do think for our first season in the Premier League we need that experience, and then as we try and build a title winning squad, that's when we're going to be looking for those Brazilian and Argentinian wonder kids and trying to really build a new team. But for now, we need this experience to keep us in the division, keep our heads afloat, and hopefully push on. So if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for daily Football Manager videos, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.